Welcome, everyone. We're here with a very special guest, probably one of the most culturally significant people in the last decade, Dgainz. If you don't know the name, GFGI, go freaking Google it. He does not
Yo,
need an introduction. Welcome.
yo, what's up, bro?
Not much. So we were talking about this before. Uh, you're one of the most hardest working people I know, and you're really good at working by yourself. How has quarantine changed your life? How has
Um,
quarantine?
I ain't gonna lie, my life ain't changed at all.
That's what I was thinking.
Like literally, only thing that's changed for me is they closed down the track while I go for my walks and runs. That's the only thing that's changed, but I can still go for walks and runs. But that's literally the only thing that's changed.
So the Olympics is not on your picture next year.
Nah, nah.
Next year. But yeah, so how are you spending? Like how much time are you spending on music? How much on video? How much on
Uh, well,
cartoons, graphics?
I've actually been doing a lot of spending a lot of time on myself. Like I've been working, but I haven't been as consistent as I want to be. But at the same time, I'm doing a lot of inner work. So when I do make new music, I can speak from a different space and have a clearer head. You know what I mean? So I
Ab-
can say I've spent a lot of this time working on myself, like my soul and my development
Absolutely.
health. Yeah,
Yeah, publicly. So I'm not. Yeah, publicly. You were talking about how you're gonna make some changes in the type of
yeah,
music that you're gonna be producing. If you want to
yeah.
talk more about that?
Just way more positive stuff. Just even anything I put out, any type of media, it's just we have a whole enough negativity. You know what I mean? And with me understanding what it does to our communities, what it does to me, like I refuse to put that type of stuff out anymore. I want better energy around me. Just I want some good karma. You know what I mean? I just want open up a whole new gateway for a different type of energy. This
And
ain't for everybody.
energy, not content. So you still might swear or
Yeah, I mean, I still swear, but
yeah,
it's not derogatory stuff or
yeah.
over. Try my hardest to stay away from harsh words, and if I do use it, because I'm not a saint, I'm not over here like I'm just like what I'm saying. I swear, but like for music, I want the kids and older people to be able to enjoy it without like, I'll turn that off. I want my mom to be able to listen to it. Like I haven't,
It's the
I didn't
devil's
take it.
music.
Yeah, I didn't take a lot of that into consideration with none of my. I didn't take everybody else into consideration with a lot of my past works. You know what I mean? It was just about me and not worried about what nobody else cared about it. But now it's like I've changed that about myself.
So you feel more of a responsibility. It's like, for instance,
Yeah,
like an album that has like a dirty sprite. No dirty
nah,
sprites for you.
nah. I don't even want to tell kids like I don't even want to tell kids to smoke weed. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I haven't had a complete fun time with that. So I don't want to really influence nobody to do anything. But like I said, I'm still gonna speak my truth, but I am keeping the kids in mind with everything that I'm doing going forward.
so
You
the
know,
Spider-Man's back. With great power comes great responsibility.
yeah. I just wanted to. I just had to decide what type of legacy I wanted to leave behind it. I wanted to leave behind a legacy full of destruction. And don't get me wrong, like there's bits and pieces where you see me doing better for myself, but it's like I'm tired of playing both sides of the field. Like, oh, I can give you all this. It's like, nah, that's not even my message. That ain't so.
Because
I'm just like,
you've had positive music and have done positive things throughout the years,
yeah,
and so it's just now just kind of a I'm 100%. No more Two
yeah,
Face. I'm now
yeah.
Batman. Peter
I don't
Parker.
want to. Yeah, I don't want to put that type of stuff out anymore. And I lost one of my family members this year to like gun violence, and it was like the
Oh
first
wow.
family member I've ever experienced losing from like gun violence or something. So that was a life change. Really I had already pushed towards, what my journey is now with the more positive content, just because it's not even just about my career; it's a lifestyle, But
Hmm.
losing my cousin and seeing the pain at the funeral, like my family, seeing all what they were going through and what pain it caused me, I finally understood what those families in the past went through. You know what I mean? All these guys getting on songs and dissing each other and the dead people, and it's just like now I finally get it. I get what that feel like. So it was just confirmation. I went up to a school. I don't remember if it was earlier this year or last year. Illy boy, well, Illy go by Illy now. He invited
Oh,
me up to school, and I spoke to like grammar school kids, and uh, I, it hooked up like a YouTube to the projector, and it's like I can't even show them my most popular work. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And they end up having like lunch or gym, and we were like all in the gym room, and I remember just looking out the window, and it just hit me like, bro, I'm tripping. Like this is who it's for. It's for the youth. Like they have way too many negative examples, and I can't continue to be that type of person. You know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
for my kids, like I'm ready to have children in the next couple of years. It's like, what type of example do I want to be for them? You know, I want a good example for my cousin who loves his life. So that's what I'm taking on that responsibility now. You know.
That's great to hear, because if you look at the top 10 of any genre, it's negativity.
Yeah.
Of
Especially in our community. Really, honestly, is it if it's negative in other genres, is more covered up or more in our genre is just straight blunt murder, drugs, destroy
Yeah,
yourself,
there's
destroy.
no disguising.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I came to that conclusion. I was sitting in a restaurant one day and I was listening to they had the music playing over the intercom, and I'm like, then I thought about when I went to Disney World. I'm like, bro, they don't play this and need like why are we the only ones get fed all this negative stuff telling us to destroy each other. So with me coming to realizations like that, I can't continue to put out this type of stuff. You know what I mean? When I'm starting to
Absolutely.
understand the trap, you know, so
Do you think any of it's by design? Because the artists are artists, but if the people that actually run the labels and are managers, probably
uh
what you would think would know better. Just like the social effect and the content of the songs, because it is so
part of
blatant.
me, I feel like it's a little bit of both. I feel like it's the agenda, but at the same time, the genre got so popular because you can't control what the people like either. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Because that could have been an agenda like, oh, we want to put out violent stuff for the more urban community, black people, but you can't force people to like it. You know what I mean? So I think it's a lot bit of both. Like part of it is a plan, and the other thing is it's just like it's popular. Like you know what I mean?
I would have liked to see the first three experimental genres that didn't work out. That
Yeah. I mean, I think I don't know.
they tried juggling. Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
but yeah. So I don't know. I really don't know. I just go off of what I see,
So it doesn't
and
matter, regardless of the
yeah,
intent.
it don't matter. It don't matter because I look at it like this. It's a bunch of adults at these labels. You know what I mean? It's all
Yeah.
adults. So this is what y'all want to sell to kids. This is y'all responsible too. This is what
That's always
y'all.
gotten me.
You know what I mean? Like
Like they have to, like, someone at a label has to sign off on, like, Dirty Sprite.
exactly.
They have to get approval from Sprite to say, hey, we want to do
Yeah.
this whole album about mixing like drugs that can kill you with your
Yes.
product. You okay with that? Sure. Let's do Dirty Sprite too.
You
Let's
know what I
roll with that.
mean?
Yeah.
And so it's like, I don't know. It's like, damn, well, all the responsible adults at. You know what I mean?
So it doesn't matter the origin. Like, there should be more catching of it.
Yeah, because and then I
Yeah.
can't even specifically say it's on just our community because it didn't leaked over into. I could say for instance, like there's a Lil Pump video where he I think it's called "Be Like Me," and then he had all the little kids in there with the lean cups, and Lil Wayne was on it. I'm like, somebody approve this.
Yeah, Lil
So not
Xanax.
only
Why
yeah,
isn't
so not
Xanax
only
suing Lil Xan?
yeah,
Yeah.
it's not only affecting our communities. You know what I mean? It's because you can say we got a lot of violence, but then in other cultures and other races, they deal with like drug. You know how many people I've met and like popping 15 Xanax and stuff like that. I'm like, bro, you
Yeah.
tripping? Like I've dabbled and dabbled in drugs in the past, just about like peer pressure and just curiosity, and I never and I only did a little bit.
Yeah.
and what I felt from doing a little bit, I just can't imagine. Like, bro, You gotta be really going through something to be just and taking so much of this. You know what I mean? Like a little bit felt like it was about to kill me. So I can only imagine what their bodies feel like.
Absolutely. And I would say consumers of are everywhere. Like I'd
Yeah.
say most consumers are white of trap show
I
music.
mean, oh, you talking like of the modern time? Yeah,
Yeah, consumers of people
yeah,
actually.
yeah. They're the ones who purchasing it. Yeah,
Yeah,
but they entertained by it is actually affecting us. You feel me?
absolutely.
Like we live on the defense, and that's crazy. Like I feel like I've lived on the defense my whole life. I don't feel like I've ever had a point in time in my life where I just felt relaxed and calm and not have to worry about anything. When I walk outside, I'm looking over my shoulder. You know what I mean? Looking
Yeah, and
over my
that's
shoulder when
not a
I'm at,
good way to live.
you know, when I'm in a stall by myself in the bathroom, I feel like it's a monkey on my back. So, you know,
So we need some more positivity because that's a crazy pressure weight to be living under.
yeah,
It's
every
like in a
day,
microwave.
yeah, under a microscope,
Yeah,
you know. So that's why I feel like the world needs more people like me, and it's a lot of. That's why I can respect that artists like Kendrick and J. Cole because they are bigger artists and they are like the top selling artists and they don't put out a whole bunch of negativity and stuff. Like I never feel like they glorify anything. So I feel
yeah.
like that's a good thing. It's just we don't have enough of it. I feel like the mass and it we have mostly negative
Like
stuff and
like Katy
there's no
Perry, Lady
balance.
Gaga.
Yeah, with no
Yeah,
balance. I don't feel like there's no balance right now. I feel like the scale is just like super heavy on the left side.
because we reward it. If you look at the top, like the most popular TV shows too, we
Yeah,
like drama and fighting.
yeah, and we get off on and I say we because I've been the same type of person. We get off on watching other people self destruct. You know what I mean? Then you take a step back and look at yourself. Like I don't want nobody watching me and encouraging me to do any self harm, whether it be drugs or any of that type of stuff. So I don't want to be that person. Like I've been, especially this week, I've been taking steps to just cut off all like intake of all negative music, all just
World Star? Are you still on World Star?
cut. I'm cutting that off. I got it blocked on my phone. I looked at it today, but it's still a process. But I try to
Yeah.
avoid watching certain things. Some things still get me, and I just get pulled. And I'm like, I see. That's why I got to stay off it because if I wouldn't feel like this if I wouldn't watch this video. Now I'm gonna have this dream. So I just want to see what happens to me mentally and physically if I just only take in positive content. I want to see the person that I become. You know what I mean? It's like a test.
Pretty rare. I wonder how many people. The only people that do are the people that shut off everything, like the
Yeah.
Amish.
I mean, my phone is off. I shut my phone off in December.
That's awesome.
I haven't
'Cause
had a phone in December since December. I just use it for I'm on the Wi-Fi and music. That's I don't even. I'm outside. I just want to enjoy outside.
So are you watching less movies and TV and video games as well? Just all screen time, or do you still have
Uh,
some guilty
I'm
pleasures?
still growing. I'm still growing.
Yeah, it's quarantine. Yeah.
I'm
What?
still working at it, but I've been definitely taking steps. Like I watch. I don't really watch a lot of movies. I've been getting into like Netflix shows a little bit sometimes.
What are you getting into?
Well, I just recently watched the Sabrina
Oh,
the
talk
new
about
season.
evil! Like you that.
Yeah.
Whoa, what an evil TV show!
And I mean,
I couldn't watch it.
it was cinematically very
Yeah.
pleasing for me. And I'm a real, I can just say I'm a dark person. And if you can see past all the other stuff, I think it's a pretty dope show. You know what I mean? I'm not one person gonna become a Satan worshiper after watching it,
Yeah,
but
I'm the
I enjoyed
opposite.
it.
I was like,
I
I'm
mean,
out.
I enjoyed it, and I
Yeah,
feel like anything that I end up just like really getting drawn into, I feel like there's always something to take away from it. And then I look up cast and characters, and the main character on the show is born in Chicago, and she's a Scorpio like me. So when you have, there's no ironic. So I watched when I found that out. I'm like, all right, now I need to pay attention and see what I need to take away from it. And I feel like one of the things I had to take away from it is how she had a choice to pick between good and bad, like dark and caring about her family and friends. And I feel like that's where I'm at in life. You know what I mean? Where I can
Hmm.
keep continuing this dark path, or I can care about the well being of my friends and family in the world. Just that's what she had the choice to save the world or go rule hell. You know what I mean?
Well, I hope you save the world because
Yeah, that's I got
seems like
hero
we're already going
status.
to hell. Yeah,
Yeah. I'm here to save the world. You
that's
know.
what we need. And so what are you working on now?
Well, I'm just really working on music and about to decide. I think I got the next record that I'm gonna film next. So that's really it. Right now, I'm just doing some, like I said, some personal care, and then I'll get back to it. I just released basically like 4 videos in like 1 month, so I'm gonna take a little break and come back to it. Maybe drop a couple more pounds, look a little more healthy when I come back. And then rock it that way. So
What are your advice to people that kind of are like confused, trapped, maybe they're not 100% sure themselves as artists? What are some personal care advice you have to someone that might be watching?
well, I know this is hard for a lot of people. It's not really hard for me, but sometimes you gotta like kind of cut everybody off and just take some time to yourself. Because the thing is, I don't really know what anybody else is going through, and you I feel like a lot of times people want to be distracted because they don't want to face themselves. That's why they keep a bunch of friends. That's why they go out all the times. Because then when you stop and think about who you are, you break down. You feel me? And I've been at that point. But you gotta go through that. And if you can be strong enough to deal with yourself, then you can deal with anything else. You feel me? And I pushed through that. Then when I stopped, I felt like I was the worst person in the world. Then I'm like, all right, how do I not feel like this? You gotta be better. You know what I mean? So the, the best advice I give is don't go against yourself. And that's with everything. Don't go against yourself. Do what you want to do with your art. Yeah, because I went against myself so much and I've always paid for it. And
So
what that means is trust your intuition, trust your gut instinct, you know.
and to remove distractions so that you can get to the
Yeah.
gut if you're
Remove
lost.
distractions. Yeah, and that's what I'm still dealing with. I still get distracted a lot too. But if you could remove as many distractions as possible, that's the way to go.
Yeah.
Cut out. Like I've been the type of person where off bat I meet somebody and just be like, I don't know, and then keep dealing with them. Then it will always end the same way. That's why I don't have a lot of long lasting relationships because I don't trust my gut instinct. I ignore red flags because I'm looking at what I can gain from the situation instead of looking at what I can really gain from it is a bunch of negativity. You feel me? So that's why a lot of my stuff hasn't worked out. I ain't gonna say I can't keep any relationships because I got me and you've been knowing each other a while now. But
Yeah, no,
a
it's,
lot,
7 years, I think.
yeah, a lot of my past relationships have failed because I ignored my intuition and seeing that me and this person wasn't compatible on that level. You know what I mean? And it's
So
not
it's kind of like
necessarily,
it's like kind of two extremes. It sounds like so either trusting
yeah,
too much or not trusting enough.
yeah, and it's like dealing with people because it's not even saying either of us are bad people. It's just like we don't work well together, and I would see that early on because I'm very intuitive. I would see it early on, but then continue on with those relationships, and then they will always turn out the same. So that's a big thing. That's why I'm going the route I'm going to try to avoid as much as that is possible. I know everything is not going to be peaches and cream from here, but I want to avoid as much as I can. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And so if you are avoiding someone and they're listening to this, don't take it personal.
No,
It
it's
was just
not
an energy
personal.
thing.
It's self care. And I think that's in a space I'm dealing with now because I've been really to myself lately, and I know a lot of people are frustrated with me over that, but it's like it's not about you, it's about me with this. You know what I mean? I've took a lot of time and put it into a lot of other people, and I feel like I deserve this time to myself. So anybody who feels any way about it is just like it wasn't meant to be anyway. If you mad at me
Yeah.
over self care,
But you don't regret working with
No,
others. Then yeah.
no, because I would have been. I always know what I'm doing when I'm going into a situation, whether or not whether or not I peep red flags in the beginning or not. I'm never stupid. The only thing I feel like I do regret, but Not really, because I had to get to that point somehow. But I regret. Let's just say I wish I would have set boundaries. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? And that's what I've been learning about too, like boundaries. You know what I'm
It
saying?
it does keep
That's
things
that's
running and keep you safe,
yeah.
and
And maybe I wouldn't have had so many failed relationships if I would have had uh boundaries to begin with. You know, because
they
that's
knew the
where I feel like
expectations coming in.
yeah, I think that's what a relationships fail at, because of expectations on both ends, and I feel like those people don't have any boundaries either. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
yeah, word for the day: boundaries.
Mr. Rogers, you heard it first. Well,
Yeah.
I think that was a good chunk of time. Thank
Yes,
you so
sir.
much.
No problem.
Where should they follow you? All the
Uh,
listeners.
just anything DGAINZ.
The YouTube channel, I'd say, is probably
Yeah,
the
yeah,
best.
yeah. That will basically, or if you just type it in Google, it'll have like everything linked to me. You can find out more about me and who I am and what I've done. Yeah,
90% of it's true. Anything that's bad, not true.
yeah. Not true. I'm a son. I used to be a
Yeah.
nun. I used to be a nun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say what? Yeah, what happened? I guess it's 2020. You could be anything. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like it's crazy how ironic is that it's 2020 and I see clearer than ever. I know that sound like hella cheesy, but
Oh, but
2020.
yeah. Oh, but before we send off, I want to definitely ask you about that. It's because I definitely when I at the beginning of the episode, I mean it. You probably were definitely in Chicago, one of the most culturally impactful people, possibly probably in the United States from 2010 to 2020. What's your vision for 2020 to 2030?
Just to now, really just use me as the face of my new movement instead of putting that, like, hiding behind other people, because nobody's message is like my own. You feel me? So that's really whatever I'm doing. Whether I get into movies, which that's definitely something I'm doing. I just been waiting on the right energy to decide what type of movies I want to. Cause everybody always wanted me to do hood movies, and I never wanted to do hood movies.
Well, you did
Like,
one.
yeah, but that never was my plan.
That's
That's
true.
why I didn't really get behind it the way I could have, because I don't. That's not the type of movies I want to make. You know.
Yeah. No,
Or
I see you do
if
more in
I
like a
do,
comic book, sci-fi, crazy
yeah,
out there
like
movie.
I wanna do something.
Comic book.
Yeah, if I'm gonna do a movie, so, and that's what I'm doing with everything going forward. Is like, as adults, we get so caught up being an adult. That's who all we worry about judging us. We don't worry about what no kids have to say to us. So, but if you take yourself back to those moments, like just being a kid, where it's just a child rather, where it's just imagination. It's like that's what your art is supposed to be, just like living your imagination. You know what I mean? So
Hmm.
that's what I'm doing going forward with a lot of stuff I'm doing. I want it to be as big as my imagination. Like I said, whether it be movies, whether it be actual art, whether it be my music, like I wanted to show how big my imagination is and how big I feel like I've been thinking way too small, you know? So that's why I'm
You've been thinking big as is. So I'm excited.
yeah.
And so Google, YouTube. Thank you so much for
Yeah.
your time.
No,
This was
thank you.
out of blast. Hopefully we'll do this again. This was the
Yes,
first
sir.
episode. So if we keep doing a lot of episodes,
Yes, sir.
this was first. Thank you so much.
Thank
Have a
you.
good one. All
You
right.
too.